everyone, welcome to yet another video of engineering economics. So in the past few videos we are discussing about the fundamental concepts in engineering economics. So the topics we have covered so far are goods, utility, value, wealth, consumption, wants and factors of production. So in the last video we have seen a detailed discussion, explanation about factors of production. So in today's video we are going to discuss about the law of diminishing marginal utility, which is a very important concept in engineering economics. So now let's see what is meant by law of diminishing marginal utility. When we consume more of an item, the amount of satisfaction produced by each additional unit of that good declines. The law states that as a man gets more and more units of a commodity, the marginal utility from each successive unit will go on falling till it becomes zero or negative. So as we know, utility means the amount of satisfaction we get from utilizing a good or a service. So marginal utility is the average of the satisfaction we get from using the same good for a more number of units. So the diminishing marginal utility, as the name implies, if you want to have a clear meaning about that, this law means you have to segment the names, and if you put synonyms for each and every word, then it will be easy for you to understand the meaning. So diminishing marginal utility means whenever you consume a good, or if you are acquiring a service more than one time, then the amount of satisfaction you obtain from that good or service will decrease when you consume it in more number. So that is what law of diminishing marginal utility states. So it becomes zero, or it may go to even negative also. So according to many economists like Dr. Marshall, a famous economist, this law of marginal utility definition is when additional benefit that a person derives from a given increase of a stock. For example, if I taking a cup of coffee from my favorite coffee shop, the first cup I am actually wanting for having that a cup of coffee for a long time. So the first time when I have that coffee, I feel utmost pleasure and satisfaction. But when I go for the next cup, the satisfaction level gets a bit reduced. And if I and for the third cup, the satisfaction level becomes even less. So for the nth cup, the satisfaction level becomes zero. I consume it, but with no satisfaction or no pleasure that I experienced at the first cup. So this additional benefit that a person derives from a given increase of his stock of anything diminishes with the increase in the stock that he already has. So this law states that more we have of a commodity, the less we want to have more of it, as the utility derived from every successive unit of the commodity keeps on declining when more is consumed. So for example, let's take John, a person, or any, you can replace it with whatever name, or you can consider yourself as an example. So John is starving and hasn't consumed anything for a while. So when he eventually starts to consume, the very first piece will provide him with considerable amount of satisfaction, pleasure, joy, whatever good word you can use. But as he continues to eat even more meals, his hunger will wane to the extent that he no longer wants to eat. It happens to everyone. So for example, if you are wanting to have a biryani from your favorite restaurant that you wanted for a very longer time, the first time you had that meal, you feel like utmost pleasure, you had that great joy within you, but later on when you have that same meal, after and after when you consume the extra unit of that particular good, after and after, then your pleasure or the joy or the satisfaction level decreases. That is what law of diminishing marginal utility is all about. So you have certain assumptions also. So the assumptions are the units of commodities consumed should be identical. So if you are taking the same cup of meal, the same meal means it should be identical. That's in that case only this law will be applicable. So the unit should be homogeneous. The good should be homogeneous, and also the additional unit should be consumed in quick succession with minimal breaks in between. So for example, if you are taking like I said, a biryani from your favorite hotel for a particular time, and the next unit should be consumed within a short break, like after a week or some 2 days or so. If you are consuming your favorite meal from your favorite spot for once in a year, then of course this law will fail, because the satisfaction level for so much gap will vary. So this will not hold good when you have a huge gap between each units consumed. And also the unit size should be standard size, neither too big nor too small, and also the taste of the consumer should be constant, and also there should be no change in price of substitute goods, and also the utility should be measurable. So, and also the consumer is rational while making consumption decisions. So he should be very rational while choosing the goods. So these are the assumptions which holds the law good, or which else any deviations may fail the law. Okay, so I think we have a very deeper analysis regarding this law of diminishing marginal utility with a good example. In the next video we will have a case study with a few of our students discussing about this law of marginal utility. I think this video will cover, has given a clear view about this particular law. So in the upcoming video we will have the rest of the topics to be covered. Thank you. Thanks for listening.